Hi, everybody. I am Deacon Dave, and welcome to day 25 of Silence in a Year. I'm joined, as always, by Alicia. Welcome back, Alicia.
Thank you.
And today's title is God's Watchful Eye. And amazingly, we came up with the same word of the day. Oh, my goodness. What was that word, Alicia?
Freedom.
Great. Take it away, freedomly.
Freedom. So when I read this, I immediately thought about our free will. God gave us free will to choose whatever it is that we wanted to choose. And unfortunately, that could be kind of dangerous because we have so many choices, right? We have to discern what's the most important, right? And it comes to that priority, and the choice that we make freely is what should bring us closer to the love of God. And today's the feast of the conversion of St. Paul, and it made me think about how he had a choice. Mm-hmm. When he was called by Jesus, Jesus asked him, "Why are you persecuting me?" And then he wants him to follow him, but Paul could have chosen not to.
Sure.
He could have continued to persecute him, but he didn't. He made that choice to convert, and to then be the people that he was persecuting. Now he was, praising Jesus with them. So he had that freedom. We have that freedom every single day, and it's hard.
I don't think so.
Well, so it's hard when you're distracted by all of those things in the world, making those choices like standing in the long grocery line. It's a really hard choice for me because I just want to go get in and get out. But I think that the hardest choice that you make is the choice that forgiveness, somebody who's hurt you, or kind of just stepping away from a particular situation. Those are hard choices because you want to just kind of want to lash out. And that's not what Jesus would do.
No, you're right. And Cardinal Sarah, he talks about silence being our greatest freedom, right? And St. John Paul II, he said freedom is not doing what you want to do, right? It's doing what you ought to do. Right. And there's a difference. And we have to, God is very attentive, okay? And that's like the title of the episode is God's Watchful Eye, right? And he's very attentive to what's going on in our lives. Mm-hmm. And he wants us to experience true, full freedom. The world wants to tell us, like you said, that freedom is something else, but it's really something less. It may look very pleasing to the eye, mm-hmm. but ultimately our freedom comes from the power of God. The other day, Alicia, I was sitting in my prayer room, right? And I was reflecting on this one, and the clouds were moving really fast. Really fast. You know how they can go, mm-hmm. no noise. They were just moving very quietly, yet there was great power. And that's why silence is freedom, because when we take time in quiet prayer, reflection, and recollection with God, okay, the power of who he is just seeps even more and more into who we are, changing the very fabric of how we live our lives, allowing us to experience that freedom in ways that are so contradictory to the world.
I think that when you sit in quiet reflection with Jesus, you'll feel the freedom of all of those burdens kind of slowly lift away. If you really think about it, because if your free will is to turn yourself over to him, then he just takes that from you. So you're really free in every aspect of that word.
Yeah, and in the eyes of the world, it seems so backwards. But in the eyes of God, who is the creator of all things good, it makes perfect sense. And like you said earlier, some of those things, we're really imprisoned by them. Mm-hmm. That lack of forgiveness, that shame, that guilt, whatever it is, it's a prison. It is not freedom, right? Only through God can we get that freedom. So the takeaway question is, are there areas in your life where you're not living out an authentic freedom? In other words, you're doing what the world wants you to do, right? Because it looks good or it tastes good, and you're not doing what God is calling us to do. I'm going to challenge you to try to do that, because you'll experience something maybe you've never experienced before, and that's true freedom. So let's close in prayer if we could. Yes. I come, O Lord, unto your sanctuary to see the life and food of my soul, As I hope in you, O Lord, inspire me with that confidence which brings me to your holy mountain. Permit me, divine Jesus, to come closer to you, that my whole soul may do homage to the greatness of your majesty, that my heart with its tenderest affections may acknowledge your infinite love, that my memory may dwell on the admirable mysteries here renewed every day, and that the sacrifice of my whole being may accompany you.
Amen.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Great job, Alicia.